Druid was one of my most anticipated classes coming into Titans, mostly because of ENR the Lifebinder. She's a 10 mana Titan that says whenever she uses one of her Titan abilities, she summons a 5/5 with Taunt. And her 3 Titan abilities are all extremely powerful. She can draw cards until your hand is full, restore your hero to full health like Reno Jackson, or refresh all of your mana crystals. And our main play with her is going to involve refreshing our mana crystals, so we can then play Freya, Keeper of Nature. This is an 8 mana choose 1 minion that either copies our hand or copies our board. So we want to play ENR, refresh our mana crystals, play Freya to copy our board, which copies the ENR and the 5/5 she summoned. And this fresh ENR can use one of her Titan abilities as well, as long as it's not the refresh we've already used. So at this point, we're going to be using the Reno Jackson full heal effect. So for 10 mana, we get to summon 5 minions, 3 of which have taunt, and we get to heal to full health. So the game plan is, if we're up against aggro, we just AFK and ramp for the first few turns, and then play this 2-card combo that simply ends the game. It's pretty gross. But there's some other pretty gross stuff we can do with this deck, also with choose 1 cards. Thanks to Disciple of ENR, a 4 mana 4/4 that makes our next choose 1 have both effects, or Embrace of Nature, which draws a choose 1 from the deck, and if we've forged the Embrace of Nature, that choose 1 gets both of its effects. So both of these cards can let us play a choose both Drum Circle, which makes 5 4/6s with taunt, and if we combine it with Solar Eclipse, then it makes 5 6/8s with taunt, and then also a couple 4/6s with taunt. So a ton of just totally ridiculous board swings with this deck. Love a Wild Growth. I haven't seen this Hunter Demon that everyone was talking about pre-release. Spread the Word's not particularly good in my deck. None of these are particularly good in my deck. I guess 4 mana draw 2 is probably better than 6 mana draw 3, right? Maybe, I mean, this can be discounted by like Topior and Drum Circle. And if I'm going to be spending that much mana drawing cards, maybe I'm willing to spend the 6 instead of the 4. Well, I do have ENR Freya. I just need to actually draw some ramp, you know? Well, I've got Flower Child next turn instead of Disciple. And then I guess I can just follow up with Topior. And then, hey, Topior can discount Life from Death, maybe. Definitely need some help, though. Oh, Nourish. Nourish, Nourish, Nourish. I think I just have to play it here. I'm getting my ass beat by my opponent's extremely tame opener. I guess the dream is like Widowbloom Seedsman into Frost Lotus Seedling next turn, and then I can just ENR. Opponent's showing 11. They have another banana in hand, don't they? No, they played the last one. Are you waking up? You are. So they're showing 14. Not really sure how I can win from this position. I need to hit Nourish into Lunar Eclipse, I guess. Step 1. Hey, we're in this game. Somehow. I don't really care about any of these, to be honest. It's definitely still possible for me to be dead here, but I think it's kind of unlikely. Oh man, I think we stabilized. Take one of these guys just for fun. Alright, give me some mana crystals. Copy my board. We're gonna be rich. I guess technically... Oh, that actually didn't matter. Because I was taking armor damage, not health damage. Alright. Surely we've stabilized here. Seemed like a really good spread. So this one fills my hand, right? They did kill the other infinite healing one, which, you know, probably a reasonable thing for them to do.
So many contradictions.
Oh, this is going to take the buff. I probably don't want that. I guess I'll just draw 4 cards here. Seems pretty good. Oh, found a solar eclipse to go with my drum circle. I guess I'll play this and then just dump aquatic form. But a solar eclipse is probably pretty good to draw. Another star power. Neither of these drum circles are permanently buffed, right? So it doesn't really matter which one I play. Oh, I have 1 mana, draw 3. Sure, why not? Oh, nice. God, that game was so sketchy. I heard Mech Rogue is actually good. Is Disciple a mulligan keep? I don't think so. It's only good with Nourish. I guess I'll just take another aquatic form. Maybe I should have taken the Lunar Eclipse. I have like no game against mechs. It's a pretty good card. Doesn't really fit into the curve super well for Nourish though. The secret. I guess next turn is Embrace plus Disciple, which is a really weird way to spend my mana, because they sort of compete with each other. Let's see if this can hit something fun. Another Embrace, maybe? I guess it's just Widowbloom Seedsman, right? So I don't have to play Disciple. Oh, wow. I can just Nourish Disciple next turn and then play Drum Circle to follow that up. That seems pretty solid. Or maybe I just Topiary. Topiary definitely helps with killing that. But I feel like if I just set up for the Drum Circle, it's just so insane. Am I wrong? Am I overestimating the Drum Circle? I don't think I am. Oh. They can magnetize that onto Voltron. Actually, not that much reason to hold this. I guess Double Cross is more the reason than anything. So this is scary, but my opponent could just be dead here, because these can't attack. And their final effect is, what, draw a card? I'm pretty sure they can't attack this turn. Is that the one you wanted to return to my hand? Maybe. I guess it was the largest.
Time's ticking.
Okay, well, they're already dead on board. Let's go ahead and show them how dead they are. Cool Titans. Perhaps a Plague Death Knight.
Class is in session.
Do I keep Disciple of ENR when I have ramp cards? Probably not, but I think it's pretty reasonable. Got ourselves a Blood DK. Probably. It could not be blood, I guess. But Renathal does tend to mean blood. I did learn last game that if you Solar Eclipse Drum Circle, you don't necessarily get to... You don't necessarily get the buff the second time. You don't get to pick. So I will probably avoid doing that this game. I might draw with this Nourish, since I have Widow Bloom Seedsman. Alright, that was a tough turn 3 apparently. Looks like it might be a pretty easy turn 5 for me though. Is Summer Flower Child that easy? Maybe I ramp up to 8, but then it's kind of hard to play to Finale Flower Child at least. Whatever. I probably Flower Child. Give me a 6-mana Topiary. You'll love to see it. I do have to keep in mind that if I play a 9-mana ENR and refresh, she won't necessarily give me 10 mana crystals unless I'm on turn 10. If I play her on 9, I only get refresh 9. Big ol' forge from the opponent. Wait, does this show me that it's a Death Knight card that was forged, or is this what all forge cards look like? Kind of looks more Shaman than Death Knight, but I don't know. Does Death Knight even have a forge card? There's the result of the forge. Death Knight has Eulogizer. 3 mana 3/3 battle cry. Spend 3 corpses to deal 3 damage. Forge, gain the corpses instead. I guess maybe they would be playing that. Speaking of forge. Maybe I was supposed to Lunar Eclipse that before playing Nourish. Alright, we picked up Freya. So I can ENR Freya next turn. Freya gets both effects, but the hand she copies is kind of garbage. Drum Circle's nice, but the other stuff sucks. Although I guess 50% of the time Solar Eclipse Drum Circle is a combo. Well, I'm definitely not Titan comboing here. Another Embrace. This only has 2 targets left. Would have definitely preferred hitting that rather than the Nourish with the double. But still, 3 mana draw 3 is a pretty solid card. Although I don't really need to draw 3 when I have Freya. I guess Freya hitting 2 Drum Circles is nice though, maybe. That doesn't seem like the right target. Oh, these are getting blood boiled. Maybe it was fine. Am I just tightening? I guess I can start with Planted Evidence before tightening. Does Unending Swarm do anything? Surely these whelps are 3 mana, right? Yeah. Don't really need more card draw. These all kind of suck, to be honest. I guess Plot of Sin can be board for Drum Circle, or just board in general. What an awful turn from me. I just started roping, and then it looked real bad. So I did pick up Disciple of ENR. I guess... There's no way Freya copies the ENR buff if it's like on Drum Circle. It's just not how it works. So I might want to copy the Disciple. Another Planted Evidence. Convoke is an always fun card. Funnel Cake, maybe decent. Probably just a Lunar Eclipse, though. Cultivation, nice. Oh. Buff the one that can go face? No? Okay, stop drawing cards though. I almost couldn't dump the aquatic form. I hit 2 0-mana cards. Well, I haven't even seen a Soul Stealer yet, so I'm starting to get a bit concerned. But I did pick up an Astalor to copy with Freya. Primus probably just kills this. I don't know, this Primus doesn't seem that insane. They do go for Runes of Blood. Make a fucking 17 health Primus. I think this thing is just too hard to kill. I do have another Disciple in deck. I definitely want to copy Astalor. Maybe the other 2 copies are just double Disciple, double Drum Circle. That's kind of slow though, because I can't Disciple and Drum Circle in the same turn. So like, even though it's a lot of value, it's only an every other turn kind of thing. Maybe peak value is just the way to go though. I guess I'm actually just going to overdraw Flower Child. I could have dumped Solar Eclipse here, but I know that I'm drawing Flower Child and it's just not useful. So I'll just get rid of it. That's a lot of healing. Mario 4-5, Harmonic Presence. Man, they're just healing. Opponent's at 56 for some reason. 2 5/5s. I guess I just want to burn this. I don't really love that it draws, well, a card. I don't love that it draws a card. But this means I can do the Freya combo next turn, which is good. Another Watcher. I think I've only seen them forge twice, so they probably don't have the Eulogizer I looked up earlier. Poisonous. After your hero attacks, gain 4 armor. Is that what it was? Okay, that's pretty strong, I will say. Well, I need to dump these cards because they're bad for copying. Refresh. You go away. Oh, this is gonna copy these. Well, that's kind of fine, I guess. It's not great, but the extra ENR doesn't really do that much here. I don't know. I'm not thrilled with the play I made here. Since I wasn't even copying ENR, there wasn't really that much point in playing it. I could have copied ENR in hand instead. Hard to say if that would have been better. Pretty sure I'm just playing a drum circle here, not worrying about the Disciple. Maybe I should have copied an Innervate instead of a Disciple. Because Innervate does make a 3-3. Or it did make a 3-3. They do deal with... Oh. I was going to say they deal with these minions reasonably well, but they still take 7 to pop. But they don't end up taking too much, actually. I have 15. I have 30, basically, because I can Hero Power and play Astalor. My opponent's at 35. It's also just possible that Astalor goes face enough to kill, although it's kind of unlikely. I like setting the opponent to, I believe, 5 health here. When I have a pretty sick board and Astalor in hand for another 15. They have... Wait, why did they only swing the weapon once last turn? Doesn't it have Wind Fury? No, it's poisonous. Why did I think it had Wind Fury? Well, anyway, it's hard for them to use the weapon here, because they take the damage after the hero attacks. Alright, well they should know I have an Astalor here. Oh wait, that does gain armor, but they're still dead. Nice. I didn't even come close to using all my value. And I think I definitely could have gone for more optimal value. God, it feels good to grind out the Blood Death Knight. I think Seedsman is the better card if I don't specifically hit Nourish to go with Disciple. Renathal Warrior. Very passive early game, which probably benefits me since my deck is built around having more mana. Well, I mean, if you're gonna give me the Nourish. So they're not... What does this even do? It draws a spell, but it only discounts a fire spell. I don't know if I really need to play this, but whatever. Looks like I'm Topioring next turn. Not really sure what ETC does in that deck. Alright, well my opponent's had the greatest curve of all time. ENR? Probably better off just going for Embrace and trying to hit a drum circle for next turn, I guess. There's the drum circle.
What story will you give my world?
Totally average normal draw. Although honestly, that thing being super buffed is not that big of a deal since it can't go face. Well, I'm showing a shitload of damage. Where's the brawl? Okay, well, my opponent had their perfect curve, basically, and they got absolutely destroyed, so I'm gonna say the Druid is favored in that matchup.